Hi, my name is Michael Davies and I'm an artist, and this is one of a series of films where I'm going to show you an example of a creative activity inspired by sound that you can use with your service users. And these activities are designed to help them explore sound, be creative, as well as support their well-being. And all of the activities are easy to do and don't require many materials or equipment. The first of them we can look at, you don't need a sound file, you just sit silently in a space and sit comfortably. And it's called sound mapping, and it's a way to mindfulness. It's a way to slow down, just slow down, let your shoulders drop, stop a bit, and listen to what's around you, be in the moment. It's about focusing on what's around you and how you feel. And it's for you, so don't worry about how it looks. It's an experimental sketch. It's a way of taking notes of the sounds that happen around you and hopefully being creative with them once you've got this sketch. So it's for you, it's not created for others to see, especially. To begin with, you need to take a piece of paper, just a small piece of A4 photocopy paper, something cheap like that, or anything you have at hand. And in the middle of the page, just write me. Don't dominate the page with it, you need some space around it. And if you circle the me, there's me sitting in a circle, and that represents you. You can draw your face if you like, some sort of avatar. But once you've done that, and it's good to have it on a surface that you can rest on your knee or on a tabletop. So if you have a board or a book to rest on, that's good as well. Once you've done that, set that to one side. Once you've set it aside, get yourself comfortable. Let your shoulders slump a little bit and take a few deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. And close your eyes. And I'm going to do that as I'm describing it. And once your eyes are closed and a few deep breaths, you let your ears, your hearing, travel out, a bit like a bat sonar going out in ever-increasing circles. You go further and further out. And you'll notice that there are sounds surrounding you. Maybe electronic sounds or architectural sounds, the house creaking boards, weather outside, children playing, cars going past, aeroplanes flying overhead. Now, when you hear these sounds, try and register where they occur in space. Are they above or below you? Are they in front or behind you? And also think about the volume of them. Are they loud and brash, or really faint and far away? Now try and remember where in space they are, but don't cling on to it too tight. Just trust your memory. We'll do this just for a moment longer. And then when the time feels right, if you open your eyes and pick up the piece of paper that we prepared beforehand. Okay, now we've sat for a while, you've listened to the sounds around you and tried to remember where they sat in space and something about the quality of the sounds that you made. Now, I appreciate not everyone's a confident professional artist and used to making sounds, making marks, and especially interpreting sounds into marks. So don't worry about that. We'll think of some ways that we can do it. But first of all, do what comes naturally to you. I think if you heard bird song, for instance, you could draw a cartoon version of a bird with some musical notes coming out of its mouth. Or a music stave wavering in the air. If it's machinery, you can draw the piece of machinery or write it down. Words are fine as well. But as you write them down on this page that we prepared beforehand, try and orientate them in space around you sat in the middle. So use the page like that. And as I mentioned before, some sounds are really loud. So maybe when you represent them, have them bolder and bigger and more obvious. And if something is faint and distant, draw it faintly, draw it small, draw it far away. And you can do that with the words you write down as well as any stand-ins like cartoons. Or if you're very flamboyant and confident, transfer these sounds into swirls, into spikes. If it was a fridge noise, a whir, a creak, some sort of electronic chatter, then they could be clicks and dots and dashes and things like that. So be creative with how you depict them. Now we'll take a few minutes to do that and see what you get. Now, echoing the journey that I've been on before at home, get some sweeps. And this is a whooshing sound. It's a whooshing sound of traffic passing. And there's a couple of staccato points, like clicks. And then it's almost like bubbles bursting and popping. Must be something mechanical, it's repetitive. And this is far away, it's something that clicks and subsides. So it's sharper and then disappears a bit. And this is further in the distance. It's almost like the wind in trees, a rustle sound, and rising, it's the wind passing through and echoing off. As simple as that. The examples included in this film are from other people who've been exploring, like you, the sounds that they hear in front of them. And in one example I can see there's a big smiley face and it has thought bubbles, as you'd have in a cartoon, of what was happening inside them, which is a good creative way of depicting what was happening inside their head, rogue thoughts that were coming like birds to sit in a branch and chirrup in their ear as they were concentrating on something else, as well as a whirring sound as their tummy was grumbling, which it does, and you don't normally hear it, and their heart beating in the background as well. And then there's like lightning flashes, zigzag, another cartoon motif with a loud vehicle travelling through it, another whooshes and cross-hatchings of white noise. And there's a tissue, somebody, like the real boost in volume as someone sneezing in the distance. So if you look at those examples and then look at your own, there's no right way of doing this. As I said at the beginning, it's an experimental approach, and it's a way of recording and mapping a journey that you go on, an imaginative journey, but in real space. And it's a dry run, it's a practice for what we're going to do next, where we use a sound clip from the archive to do the same sort of thing.